Good morning, everybody. I'm on day 2 now of the Camino, so it's about 8:30 in the morning, just about to get packed up, ready to get going on my route today, which will be from Noja to Santander, hopefully. It's about 30 kilometers, so I'm not sure whether it's all possible in one day, to be honest. There's quite a lot of ups and downs, but that is the plan. There'll also be a small boat crossing from Somo to Santander as well, to avoid an extra 15 kilometers going around the inlet inland. So that's the plan. I need to pop downstairs, get a bit of breakfast before I go. I think it's going to be a bit drizzly this morning, but still generally good weather for walking. So looking forward to getting on with day 2 of my route, and I will check in with you later as I'm coming out of Noja, ready to get going for the day. See you later. Bye-bye. I seem to have the entire breakfast room to myself, so I guess that's quite good if you come out of season to these places. So I'm heading out of Noja now. There were 2 possible routes, one which went a bit closer to the coast, and this one which incorporates more towns and villages. The other one had quite a lot of long stretches without any population centre, so I just thought probably best to take this one in case I need to stop to fill water, get a drink, etc, etc. And so going out into the countryside, it's a shame that I don't have smell-o-vision, because there's a gorgeous smell of wild thyme as I'm walking through here, and I've just spotted a tree that's full of white egrets. There we go, so you can see the tree full of egrets now, and on the other side something which is a welcome sight to know I'm on the right path. The concha shell signposting to Castillo, which is the next town. I think it's about 3 or 4 kilometers away, so that's where I'm heading now. Little allotment, huerta garden here. Looks like it's got its own little shack to sell tomatoes and peppers straight from the allotment. That's a nice idea. And an electric fence, which doesn't go very far around it, so I'm not sure the purpose of that, but there we go. Just spotted a lovely little field of donkeys having their breakfast. I know a lot of local people get very fed up by pilgrims feeding their animals. Obviously pilgrims probably think it's a good thing. Oh, they're coming over now. I'm obviously not going to feed them though. But you can imagine feeding someone else's animal when you don't know if it that's good for it is a good thing, so I shan't be doing that. But I shall say a quick hello. Buenos dias. This is a welcome sight. Just realised I've only got half a water bottle, already been quite thirsty, so nice to see there are still lots of fountains on this route. This part of the route of the Camino. Just look at this gorgeous verbena, full flower, really beautiful autumn colours. Mine didn't even have 1 flower this year with our rubbish British summer. I guess it fared a bit better out here. little painting I found here on somebody's gate. Juan Cana de Castillo. Aquí vive, here lives Juan Cana Feroz, half woman, goat and sheep. He comes out of his cave to catch children and he devours them raw. Nice.
¿No quieren salir en la lluvia?
No. No, es que son ellas tranquilas, ¿eh?
That was interesting with the cows. I think the lady was worried that I was going to frighten them. They obviously didn't want to come out because it just started raining. And I hadn't really thought through the fact that I wouldn't be able to get my backpack cover on with all the extra bags I've attached onto it today. Anyway, it's not too bad. It's just a shower, hopefully. Nice, just had a little chat with another pilgrim, actually from Australia, so she's come a long way. She's going to Güemes tonight, which is the sensible point really, which is probably where I should be stopping, but if I don't make it to Santander, which is about double the distance, I may have to catch a bus. I'm not afraid of doing that. It's this walk is much more about the experience and the enjoyment than the injuries and exhaustion. So I had a quick look at the church. Yeah, as I said, it was closed, sadly. Just come slightly off the Camino to do that. So going to head back on to the Camino now and head on to the next village. It's great that this climate isn't really hot, yet it still manages to grow citrus quite easily here. There's citrus all over the place, oranges, limes, lemons. I guess it's mainly just because the temperature doesn't really get below freezing in the winter, so and very humid a lot of the time, but a huge amount of rainfall as well. So amazing what you can grow here, really. There we go. My dream house, the countryside. That'll do nicely. Gorgeous higuera fig tree there, growing. I've seen figs all along this route actually. Obviously they love the climate here. Why do the Camino? You may well ask. Well, this countryside is absolutely stunning. I think the Frances route, which is the more touristy popular route, apart from the beginning through the Pyrenees, the rest tends to be flatter. I mean, there are ascents and descents. Personally, having spent quite a lot of time in the north of Spain and having done a small section of the Frances, I just think this is so much more beautiful. Just walking through here now, just the countryside around. So that's one reason. Obviously you need to like walking. One of the reasons why I'm probably doing it on my own, because I'm not quite sure how the family would
deal with the distances and so on. I guess the sense of freedom. We don't really have much of a sense of freedom in everyday life, bound by chores. I mean, I haven't felt this kind of freedom for, I don't know, maybe 20 years or so, really. Just being able to decide where I want to go, when I want to go, when I want to stop, listening to when my body's had enough, but also enjoying it and trying to achieve something at the same time. Certainly gives you a lot of time to think. Meet lots of interesting people from all over the world who are all doing a Camino for different reasons which are personal to them. Some who will do the whole lot in one go. Some who will carry twice as much as, or 3 times as much as what I'm carrying. Some that will carry only a small day pack with their water, food and essentials for the day, and get the Correos postal service, Spanish postal service, to ship backpack from place to place. And there is no right or wrong way of doing it. The number of possibilities means that it's open to anybody really with a reasonable level of fitness. Looking at the forums online, there are many people in their 70s who still do the walk. Obviously being able to ship your backpack forward means that that's accessible for them as well as younger people who just don't want to carry the weight with them, which is perfectly understandable if it's going to ruin your experience. I mean, obviously the original route was a medieval route and people carried everything with them, but it doesn't need to be about suffering. It can just be about having that freedom that sometimes you don't get back in your life from since when you were a child and you didn't have those responsibilities. So my only real responsibilities to myself today are making sure that I have enough to eat, I have enough to drink, I have somewhere to sleep, and that I don't injure or exhaust myself too much to be able to continue. So very basic needs. I'm not thinking about school runs or doctor's appointments or work appointments or all the hundreds of other things that I normally need to coordinate in my day. So that's why this is such a luxury, because I understand not everyone is able to get a week or sometimes even a month, when people do it for a month, out of their life to do this type of walk. So I do feel lucky to do it. And with all that yabbering on about why I should do the Camino, I went off the route and went up a hill I didn't need to go across. I hadn't noticed the small Camino sign at the beginning of this field. It's a really small track, you can see. So back en route now anyway, and do need to keep an eye on where you're going, because it's quite easy to get off the Camino very quickly. But the weather is perfect. Yes, it's been a bit drizzly, but so far I'd say October. Had a gorgeous day yesterday. It was quite hot walking on the beaches, but this is just lovely. It's very warm. It's about 21, 22. It's overcast, so I'm not feeling too hot at all. Obviously still got plenty of sun cream on, because I'm sure those UV rays are still penetrating through, but yeah, really nice time to walk, I would say, beginning of October, and lovely and quiet too. I can see a tractor there in the distance, so I'm going to stop filming now to see where that's going, to make sure I'm not in its path. So the smells have changed from wild thyme to fennel now. I can smell growing here. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Slight hint of manure as well as we go through the field, but nice to take in all the sights and smells as we go. So it turns out I'm right on the outskirts of town, San Miguel de Meruelo, so I think the sensible option is probably to head into town, as the Camino goes through that way anyway. There's still a bit of a walk to get there, and then stop possibly for a coffee, comfort break, etc. before I continue on. So it seems to have bypassed town without actually seeing anywhere at all to stop. So there's what looks like somewhere here. So I'm going to pop in and see if I can get a cafe con leche. Managed to take a bit of a wrong turning again. Ended up on a busy road, which wasn't ideal, but thankfully noticed before I'd gone too far. So headed out from that last town, San Miguel, now heading into Barrio. Last sign I saw said about 500 metres, so let's say town, village, or hamlet actually, probably. It's looks like it's fairly tiny. It's raining again, not a surprise, but really, really beautiful. Right out in the countryside now. So very different from yesterday's walk along the beaches. Yeah, so keep going to Barrio, then it's Güemes, and then I guess see how I go, whether I can walk to Santander or bus it to Santander. I don't know, we'll see. But all good. So I'm through Barrio, just seen a sign to Güemes, arrow to the albergue, which is quite a famous one actually on the route, although I'm not planning to stay there. Blue sky ahead, so the rain has stopped, showers, but very, very humid. Onwards. See this Pellegrino steaming ahead of me there. Just had a quick chat. He's from Galicia, obviously where Santiago de Compostela is, so he told me he's walking home and he's only got 5 kilometres to get back to get to Güemes. I've got a bit more than that to Santander. I'm not going to be walking as fast as him, but there we go. Look at the speed. At least he hasn't got far to go. Beautiful views up here, mountains in the distance. Landscape's changing again into a type of eucalyptus grove now, as the road winds its way down to Güemes. Just spotted another pilgrim ahead of me. I think they're probably walking faster, but might possibly catch up with them. All of the bracken is turning brown, looking quite autumnal. And pampas grass. I love the way there are fields of pampas grass that just pop up here and there. I took a picture of one yesterday coming out of Santoña as well. So lots of different landscapes to appreciate. Very different from yesterday's coastal walk, and tomorrow we'll be back on the coast again, hopefully around the edge of Santander. So it's nearly 4 o'clock, heading into Galizano now. You can see the sign there with everything signposted. And then it's to, I'm guessing, the beach of Galizano, and then on to Langre, which is just further up here. I can't help but look at the botanical side of everything. Magnolia grandiflora, one of my favourite trees. not in flower at the moment, but huge, magnificent seed pods on it. Anyway, getting distracted, off to the beach. Buen camino.
Buen camino.
So I had to make a difficult choice between going down to the beach or carrying on the Camino path. Bearing in mind I've still got quite a lot to do to get to Santander tonight. I'm skipping the beach, but you can see it behind me anyway. I walked past another beach, Loredo, not to be confused with Laredo, which I was in yesterday. So there are plenty more beaches, and tomorrow will be a day beaches, so I haven't gone down there. But I'm just going to take some footage now so you can see this lovely beach at Galizano. Baby burro, baby burrito, has come over to say hello. Hola. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Burrito con la mejor vista en todo el mundo. Donkey with the best view in the world. Now we have bull. Not going to get too close, we'll say hello to that one, I don't think. And some cabras up on the hill, some goats. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal la comida? Lunch is far more interesting than me anyway. Now it's the turn of the orange cows. Las vacas naranjas. I don't think I've ever seen cows that look quite so orange. Oh, and calf over there as well. I think this is Playa de Langre Beach coming up. Oh my goodness, look at it. Huge, someone surfing down there. Just absolutely stunning. A very personal journey. It's been about this time of year, 1997, October, when I first took the ferry from Plymouth to Santander for my year abroad. Riding a bike onto the ferry with all my luggage for a year. I can't really see now how I actually did that. I guess it was in a backpack while I rode the bike. I remember it being tricky at the time. I don't know if it's something I would do now, but who knows. Yeah, so 1997, long time ago. So lovely to think that I'm still able to come out here and enjoy it. I just can't get over how beautiful that looks. Puts the Hauser and Worth garden in Bruton to shame. I guess it's the right time of year to be walking through here as well, with the seed heads. Obviously you wouldn't see this in the spring. Just have a quick look at the map. Looks like Somo is still about another 10 kilometres. So it's a good job it's pretty. Like I said, it looks near, but still a long way away. As long as I make boat crossing, still got, what's it, 2 hours, 2.5 hours yet, so hopefully okay. Looks like the tide's coming in, so I'm going to stay slightly above the beach over here because I don't really want to clamber over those rocks at this stage. 28 kilometres in, or whatever it is now. Hopefully I can just find a way over the dunes. Geography teachers, in an ideal world, if school budgets ever increase, this is a great place to study sand dune succession. Marram grasses over there, sea holly. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Well, here comes the boat. Had to run. I think it may be one of the last ones. This must be Pedreña we're coming into now. On the horizon. Made it to Santander. Legs are pretty sore. Feet are fine, but legs are really sore. I think I'm really going to feel it tomorrow. I'm going to go and find my hotel now, which is not far from the ayuntamiento, the town hall and the cathedrals. Just walking through the centre of Santander now, near the cathedral. That's the cathedral there in the distance there, the sunset behind. It's got a lot cooler now actually as well. So if I'm right in the location, I think the hotel is literally just down here.
Good evening. I got to this hotel, or hostel, I think it was probably about 8 o'clock in the end. So again, just before it got dark. Turns out that having looked back at where I walked today and a couple of wrong turns here and there, that I managed to clock up close to 23 miles, around 37 kilometres. So my feet are actually fine. My legs, on the other hand, I'm struggling to walk across the room. So I don't know if, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. The 30 kilometres I had originally planned walking around the coast of Santander won't be happening. I know that much. Thankfully, because I am in Santander and there are great bus and train routes, I will make a decision how I'm going to cut some out. Obviously do a much shorter day tomorrow because it was actually 10 hours walking in the end. I set off at 9:30 this morning. And yeah, my phone's clocked up at 10 hours. So I shall speak to you tomorrow. Good night.